Good evening. I'm Michael Ang and you're watching the Manila Times News Prime. Today is August 4. Our top story: President Marcos says he will explore defense, trade, and agriculture cooperation with India during his 5-day state visit to that country. The president left for New Delhi this morning. Marcos is accompanied by a high-level delegation. They include Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro, Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr., Trade and Industry Secretary Cristina Roque, and Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs Frederick Go. His first order of business is a meeting with the Filipino community in New Delhi. The President earlier named as government caretakers Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Agrarian Reform Secretary Conrado Estrella III, and Education Secretary Sani Angara. Philippine naval vessels and Indian Navy warships continue patrolling the West Philippine Sea. The joint 2-day sail began yesterday, a day before President Marcos' departure for a state visit in India. 3 Indian vessels are now taking part, including the guided missile destroyer INS Delhi. They arrived in Manila for a port visit late last week. A little bit of excitement at the Villamor Air Base a few hours before President Marcos departed for India. Philippine Air Force and Presidential Security Command personnel caught a python near the entrance of the Maharlika Lounge. An Air Force personnel was brought to the hospital after being bitten on the head. Air Force Chief Lieutenant General Arthur Cordura says the snake may have migrated through the drainage system after the recent floods. The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, will continue its preparations for the scheduled barangay and SK elections, even if there is already a law postponing the polls to November 2026. President Marcos is set to sign that law this August 12th. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia says the possibility remains that somebody might still file a petition before the Supreme Court questioning the legality of that law. Veteran election lawyer Romy Macalintal earlier said that postponing an election without a valid justification is unconstitutional. Macalintal said he will challenge before the Supreme Court the moving of the barangay and SK elections to next year. In Pasig, Mayor Vico Soto vows to go after companies contributing to the widespread flooding in the city. He is blaming these companies for worsening floods in Pasig and other parts of the country due to illegal reclamation and irresponsible construction practices. He also promised to go after tax evaders. Soto says some businesses declare zero gross revenue despite winning major public projects. He urged the Pasig City Council to support the investigations against these erring companies within the city's jurisdiction. And over in Quezon City, Mayor Joy Belmonte warns that leptospirosis cases continue to rise in the city. She says that 23 persons have died this year. Belmonte added the increase in leptospirosis cases was made worse by heavy rains and widespread flooding in the past weeks. Health officials reported that 178 cases were recorded in the last 2 quarters of the year, 23% higher than in the same period last year. They say over half of the cases had direct exposure to floodwaters. And finally, popular 1980s actress Lonnie Anderson of the hit TV series WKRP in Cincinnati has died. Her death came days just before her 80th birthday. Anderson died at a Los Angeles hospital following a prolonged illness. She was married to movie star Burt Reynolds before their breakup in 1994. Anderson earned 2 Emmy Award nominations and 3 Golden Globe nominations for her role in WKRP in Cincinnati, which aired from 1978 to 1982. For more news and information, read the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and be part of our communities on Viber, Telegram, WhatsApp, and Mastodon. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates throughout the day, and remember to stay safe, stay informed, and stay connected. I'm Michael Ang, and you've been watching the Manila Times News Prime. We'll catch you here same time tomorrow. Good night.